Imagine all of the people that are against you. What do you feel when you're thinking about those people? Anger, hate, or indifference? Can you let go of all of those feelings right now? For me, I personally cannot do that. I'd be lying if I did not find a bit of enjoyment seeing those people experience some sort of problem. The problem itself may be caused by others, but it feels sweeter if it is caused by me. When I was a kid, I would always imagine these scenarios where the person I dislike tried messing with me, and I would just beat them up with some fancy moves to teach them a lesson. I never understood characters like Spider Man from Marvel or Vash from Trigon, who are reluctant to use violence. The idea of pacifism is something that I've always seen in shows, anime, or movies, but it never really stuck with me. That is, until I watched Vinland Saga. Vinland Saga is originally a manga that was adapted into an anime. Vinland Saga, at the start, is about a boy named Thorfinn, the main protagonist, trying to take revenge on Aslod, the man who killed his father. When Aslod dies, Thorfinn lost his will to live and just felt empty. The story so far in the anime is at the point that Thorfinn, now a man, finds a reason to continue living and finally understands what it takes to become a true warrior. Vinland Saga's interpretation of a true warrior means that a person is able to face and solve their problems without ever resorting to violence. This idea is what pacifism is, which by definition is the belief that any violence is unjustifiable in any circumstances. The idea of pacifism is greatly shown in anime as it juxtaposes the cruel world the characters live in, as it is just a cycle of wars. There are a lot of media pieces that also use this juxtaposition of the character and the world they live in, but in my opinion, it is not enough to really reel in the message. What makes Vinland Saga different is how they show the growth of Thorfinn. Unlike other characters who follow the idea of pacifism without really ever experiencing that violent nature themselves, Vinland Saga shows exactly that. Thorfinn at the start is hyper focused on getting revenge on his father's killer and will do anything to achieve that goal, even if it means killing someone else. Later in the anime, he is faced with the fact that he had taken so many lives while trying to achieve this goal. With this realization, he finally chooses to never resort to violence again. This stuck with me because not only does it show Thorfinn committing these extreme acts of violence, but it also shows how these actions affected and haunted him. The scene where he's having nightmares about the people he has killed shows this feeling of guilt. It makes Thorfinn more human than any other fictional pacifist character I have seen since he has first-hand experience going through that dark place. Humans most of the time need to experience these mistakes first to really understand themselves. It is beautiful to see a character making mistakes, realizing them, and overcoming them. These characters often inspire me to not only become a better person, but to also realize that it is alright to make mistakes, as it in itself is also a sign of growth. Learning from and fixing these mistakes is what's important. You should not avoid them. In the case of Thorfinn, he regretted the things he had done and that led him to become a pacifist. The gradual growth we see Thorfinn go through is what nails it for me. The culmination of this development is in the part of the story when he decided to stop a war from occurring by deciding to face the opposing side. When he is faced with them, he does not resort to violence even though they did, and it shows that Thorfinn has indeed grown. Instead, he endured 100 punches so that he may be able to talk to the person who wanted to start the war and try to convince them to stop. The fact that he would rather endure 100 punches rather than just beating them up just solidified his resolve and beliefs. That is why, in my humble opinion, Thorfinn is the most well-written pacifist character we have seen.